Yeah, we are live. Uh, so, hello everyone. So, we are back with second episode, and I'm Sunny, a Flutter developer, and also we run Flutter Ahmedabad. And with me, I have Bhavik. Hey,
Correct.
Bharat. Hi, Bharat.
Hi. So yeah, we are running Flutter Ahmedabad, and today we will be talking about Flutter Book Club. And we have also done one episode, and this is second episode about Flutter Books Club. And would you like to tell us about what we did in first episode?
Yeah, so first of all, if you do not know what this book is, so there is this book called Flutter Apprentice, and this book is provided by Ray Vanderlick, and everyone has been given free access to it for some time. There is one more month to go for anyone to get a copy for free and learn. So this is what we are doing. We have started this club where we can regularly come up on live stream and refer the book, and let's see how it goes. We'll learn Flutter bit by bit, starting for absolute beginners. So it does not need for you to have any prior experience. We do, but we do not refer. We have not yet referred the whole book, and we'll go as we come live with you. So last time in episode one, we looked at what Flutter is, and uh, we just took some basic information and tried to show you how to install Flutter on your computer, and also how to set up your ID and try to create a new project. We also showed a cool feature which everyone loves, which is hot reload in Flutter. Yeah, and today we will move forward with widgets. So we'll do some revision, and then we'll look at simple widgets, and then we'll try to mix and match widgets to create beautiful UIs with Flutter. And it is pretty easy, and if you want, you can code with us. There is a repo which we have created on Flutter Ahmedabad, Flutter Ahmedabad's GitHub. You can clone it and try to run it and tinker with it while we are live. So yeah, that's about today's agenda. So how should we start, Bharat?
So let's go with revision, and then we will start with widget. So what is widget and how to use it in Flutter application?
Yeah, okay. Let me see if I have things ready. Let me share my screen, and let's go with this picture in picture mode. Huh. So we have this book here, and let's flip our pages backwards. So last time we looked at so many things. We understood Flutter and installed it in our computer, and opened our IDE and created a new app. So we still have that, but we have some more things. So here, so today we will be looking at how to create this beautiful UI very quickly, and we'll break down everything in front of you, and we'll also introduce you to various tools that we regularly use as Flutter devs, and you too can to make your life a little easier. Let me close everything. Hmm. So as a revision, when you when you create a new Flutter app, you can go into command palette and create. Mhm, that's right. Flutter new project, right? and you create a new application and select a path where you want to put your project in, and then it will create your new app. And we already have that. So let's look at what there is in this folder structure, in the project structure. So notable folders are here. Lib, first of all, lib is where you will write all your code most of the time. So and the main file which is there is this one, main.dart, where all the execution starts. We'll look at it again soon, and let's move forward. Then we have pubspec.yaml. So this file is like a description of your app. It contains some information about version, name, description. Then you can write your dependencies. So what libraries? So in simpler ways, what libraries that you want to have in your app. So Cupertino comes by default, and we have added more here. And the other section is dev dependency, which is only available at while you are working, and not it does not get shipped in the actual app when you compile it and try to run it on your phone. So, and there is another section where you can add assets. Assets means for example, image, audio, or any kind of file. And there are so many other things to explore, and we'll go on it as in future. Then other thing is Android folder, iOS folder, and web folder. So these are Android and iOS modules. So when you run your Flutter app on Android, then all the Android app's code is here, and Flutter gets attached, what do you call it, embedded into that Android app, and then it is run. So there is some underlying process which you can learn about in higher level on the Flutter book, in the previous chapter, chapter 1. And if you want to go deeper, you can go into Flutter's documentation. So if you see, there is an Android or Android, iOS, and web folder. You can simply say that this project has support for Android, iOS, and web. So you'll be able to run this app on all three of them without doing anything. You just have to select the target from in VS Code. It comes in the bottom, and you select either you want to run in iPhone, Chrome, or if you have an Android device connected or emulator running, you'll be able to see here and run on that target. So okay, this app was already running. What I can do is, let's try to run it first. So in VS Code, you go to this debug and run menu, run section, and you press run and debug button, a big button that would show up. And in my case, I have this setup, and this run configuration, and I can click play against it, and it will run. Yeah, it ran. So let's see how it actually works. A Flutter application, how it actually runs. So all the Flutter application start from execution starts from main function, void main, and inside it we have number one, run function, run app. What it does, it takes a widget. You can specify any kind of widget or any widget here, and it will take it and it will show it on the screen in simplest ways. So normally what we do is we have material app as the very first widget. And what material app does is it provides all the things that will be required for an app. So if if you want to, you can say that the whole app is a widget. So if you and in Flutter, whenever you are building in your IDE, you can actually look at the underlying code or how this widget was created, and more information about it by hovering over it or pressing control click or command click. And on the top of each of the items you will see some documentation, and this documentation is same as what you see on flutter.dev website. So it's all right to just go here and try to read it, and if you have any issues you can look at uh, the documentation and try to see if you are on the right path. So there are so many things that material lab provides, and the main thing that we will need is home. So this is your app widget, and so the next thing what you want is, what do you want to show as the first page? So normally in mobile apps, what we have is we have multiple pages, as you may call screens. We have multiple screens, and here what we are doing is we are specifying a screen, that which screen we want to show as the first screen when the app launches. So here we have a home widget, and we have created it just for some demo, just for some code hands on. This home is inside here. Okay. And yeah, and let's look at what all is written here. Line 1 says import material. So material.dart will contain all the things related to material design. So it contains all the UI components, or say widgets in Flutter, widgets styled by default as a material, with material theming, or the widgets that follow material guidelines. So if you know, if you are a designer, or if you just have heard of material or something, so material design is a design guideline from Google. It is used widely in Android phones, and they are set of guidelines with which you can easily, you can just follow them, and your app will automatically turn out great without you putting a lot of design efforts. So yeah, that is material, and all of the widgets are here. Now the third line says a new class. So it is if you already know any object oriented language, then you have classes, and this is a home class, and which extends a widget. So we can call it home widget because it extends some widget. And there are two kinds of widget in Flutter: stateless and stateful. Stateless is the widget which is not going to change ever. It will, once you write the layout of it, or once you write it, once it is shown, it is not going to change. And second kind is stateful, and it is used to change content on your screen. So if there is something, probably a text, which you want to change later, it will, you can change it by using stateful widget. Hmm. So in here you can see this another line, number 4. It is a constructor actually. So what we suggest is, if you are not familiar with object oriented concepts, or if you just want a refresher, you can quickly go over a Dart language tour which is there on dart.dev. Bharat, if you can post the link on the chat. Hmm. And it is a constructor, and it is calling this constructor of the super class, which is a stateless widget. And by default, stateless and stateful widget will ask you to override its build method and specify what you want to show as part of the widget. So this widget, home widget, has a scaffold, and it has some more properties inside it. So this scaffold widget, what is scaffold? So mm, scaffold. Let's look at our book. Let's see if we have information about scaffold. Yeah, this one. So scaffold, what is scaffold? Scaffold provides you with basic visual layout for a screen, for a page. So if you are using a mobile app, you tap on something and a new screen appears. So you can create screens with help of scaffold. It provides you building blocks like app bar, which shows on top, bottom sheet, that something that comes from bottom for selection, then bottom navigation bar, which is tabs. If you are using tabs, or that area is called bottom navigation bar. Then this one. Then you have drawer, which is uh, if you have seen hamburger on the left in many apps, tapping on it, which will open menu on a left section, which slides in. Then there is floating action button, you this one, which floats in the bottom right. Then there is snack bar. Snack bar is popularly used for showing information to user uh, from the bottom, so like this. Yeah, so it is one of the widgets which provides the scaffold for creating a page. Let's go back. So scaffold, as we just saw, scaffold provides you app bar and body. So we have used here app bar and body. So here app bar, with app bar, we can give it a widget called app bar, and this widget will provide you a UI for app bar and will also let you configure it. Let's try to add a title to the app bar. Right now there is nothing here, the in the top section, nothing. And this title, if you hover on it, it takes a widget. So any widget is fine here. We can add a text. Let's add a text and type Flutter book demo. Save. And as soon as I press Command Save or Control save on your Windows, it does a hot reload, which can also be done on from the top menu, which is here. This lightning button, and it will reload the changes. I mean, it will transfer all the changes that you just done to your phone, and it will show. And it is very quick, as quick as 239 milliseconds. So hot reload takes just that much time to reflect on your running device, or wherever you are running this app. So that was app bar, and you can have so many different things in an app bar. So these actions will display uh, actions on the right side. Let's take it. Let's try to use it. Um, what should we do? We have seen settings icon on the right. We can try to build that. Let's see. Um, Create some space. Yeah, yeah. So icon. There is a widget called icon to create icons. It's that simple. So whatever you need, you will have a widget for it. So in icon, what it takes is, as first parameter is icon data. So all the material icons are already there in material dot. We can directly call it by using this enum called icons dot settings. Let's try this. Save, and yeah, we have that. We have a settings icon on the right, and this is just an icon. If you want a button, then let's try icon button. Do we have it? Yeah, we do. So most of the time you will find what you need just by typing it. So shifted the icon widget in the icon parameter, and there is on pressed. So when it is mandatory to have on pressed callback or lambda, whatever you call in the language that you are familiar with. So I have passed a lambda just for it, and this has now become a button. So far we have seen app bar and the app bar widget, and now we have body. So this bottom area, whatever we see, the rest of it is body, and we can have anything uh, created there. So next up we'll try to add some widgets there. Let's move to the book and to Bharat first. Yeah, hi Bharat.
Hi.
Yeah, I'll follow the book.
Okay.
I get carried away very easily. Hmm.
Okay. So yeah. So in this application, we will be adding a theme, and how first of all we will be adding theme, and then we will be adding a bottom navigation button, so bottom navigation bar, and then after adding bottom navigation bar, we will be adding three screen. So all of these screen will have card, and in the card we can show different UI elements. So how to design application? So we'll be taking a look of the UI designing in the Flutter and what are the widgets are available to design the application.
Right. So what we are going to do next? Theme. Let's try theme. Right.
Yeah.
This.
So you what you can do is you can just copy and paste this code.
Hmm.
On the top of the code, you will top right of the code, you will see the copy button, and you can copy the code, and you can follow the to do
Hmm.
inside the code. So it will be much faster to process the, and you can explain what is written and why do you write that UI logic.
Okay. So let's follow the book.
Yeah,
Um. Okay. It is showing the same things, and let's copy it first and follow the
yeah.
instructions.
So this one is in home dot that.
Replaced everything, and as soon as I will press save, it will
Yeah,
change. So
let's
that
get
was
to it. And inside main dot that, you can change the theme, and it will change the theme. So you can go to main dot that.
main dot dart here,
Yeah,
and
and there is in 70th numbers of line, you can say the food list theme. So you can change to light to dark, and it will change the theme. Yeah, this extra parentheses. Okay.
save, and it is
And
dark.
yeah. So the theme is available in the chapter 3. So there is a lib folder, and inside lib folder there is chapter 3 folder. You can see various theme. So there is a food list theme for
Hmm.
that. Yeah. So we have already defined the theme, and also define the font and everything.
So what all we have here? Yeah, four things: light text theme, dark text theme, and light theme and dark theme. Okay. Let's look at the light one and look at the properties it has. Uh, so okay, light theme has this this is a theme data object, and theme data object contains all the properties that you want to provide for this kind of theme. So this one is light, so brightness is equal to light. Then you can specify theme for various pieces of UI, like checkbox. So it is giving checkbox theme data. Uh, then the next thing is app bar theme. You can also specify a theme for app bar in here only. Then floating action button and bottom navigation bar, and then text theme. Okay, yeah, the text theme is going here. So we have declared it separately because there are so many things in a text. So material guideline gives you different kinds of text styles, uh, like headline, body, subtitle, and a few more. So you can specify different sizes for it and different styles for each one of them to keep your UI consistent across the app. And a similar thing with dark theme. So if you to create dark theme, you we have here dark text theme. It's already specified here, and it here we have, as you can imagine, that on dark background we should have lighter text, so all of them are white. And the dark theme has some different values for the same things that we have described on the light one. So yeah, that is theme. Feel free to clone it and then try to change colors and other things. Yeah, what next, Bharat?
So yeah, after adding a theme, we will be adding a bottom navigation button, a bar. So once we add bottom navigation bar from the code, you will see that there is three screen we will be adding, and so there is three screen. One is card one, card two, and card three. So yeah,
Hmm.
inside home there is a bottom navigation bar. So we will be adding a to do add bottom navigation bar.
Okay, in home we have,
Yes, at the
yeah, yeah,
bottom,
click
29
here is
number.
application bar. Okay, let's remove this
Okay, so
and see the code. In
yeah,
code, we just have to copy all of it and paste it there. Let's try.
yeah.
It works. And so Flutter is that quick
So
again.
yeah,
Hmm.
so this is a linting error. So you can add const bit below before error. Yes, over there you can add const and it will be gone error.
Now it is extra, so we do not need it.
Yeah, okay,
All
done.
right.
And once we add a bottom navigation bar, we will be adding a controller for it.
Hmm. Controller where?
Yeah, so we will be adding a variable and function for the navigation. So we want to navigate between items, right?
Yeah. So what we need is when we select one of them, uh, we
We
should
want to change the
be able
screen.
to select it first. So highlight uh,
Yeah,
this item on the bottom navigation, and also change content on the screen somehow. So like the usual tab, you can tap on it and it will move, something like that. Let's see how
yeah.
can we do that.
So we have to do add with state variable and function. So inside that, we have to remove the to do and we have to add the new code. So we have index, then a list of widgets, and then item tab.
Hmm.
So we will be handling the item tab using on item tab method, and we
Okay.
have pages. So we will be mimicking the pages with containers for now, and then we will be using cards container.
Okay, let me try. So on the number 7, where is number 7? Do we
No,
have it here?
there is yes, add yeah, yes, upper, yes, 12 number line
Okay, add state variables and functions. So
function. So we have to remove that to do.
Bharat, let's look at what stateful widget is in code.
Yes, okay.
So with code, what we have as stateful widget are two parts of the same thing. So first is the widget itself, and second is something that which extends state of home widget. So what we can do with it is in your state you can add variables. So here as variable, what we want to always store which tab is selected right now. So once you tab, we will what we'll do, we'll change the variable. Probably let's keep an integer, a selected index or something like that. Yeah, this one. And let's paste it. So what we'll do, we'll keep the selected index stored here, and whenever we change selected index, the in the tab bar in the bottom navigation bar, the appropriate item should get selected, and on the body section of our screen, the UI should change. So first of all, let's make use of this selected index in bottom navigation bar. Okay. um yeah, so selected, let's, yeah, current index. There is this property called current index. There are many, you can explore later, but right now we need this. And we will use selected index. So let's try. So what we have done in bottom navigation bar, we have added this property is current index equal to selected index, and we have that here. So if we tap, then it should change. So when we tap, it should change. So how to handle a tap on a navigation bottom navigation bar? Let's look at the
Yeah,
example again. Here we have this. Okay, this is a function, but let's look at what we have to do with bottom navigation bar. How to find out if something was tapped.
yeah.
um,
So there is a
so,
one method called on tap.
Found it. And in it we can just use the suggestion here, the second one, which
Yeah,
has a body, and this value is an integer. And let's look at the document itself. Called, this function is called when one of the items is tabbed. So whenever it is tabbed, what we can do is we can set the selected index to the value. Okay. Now what will happen, that whenever we will tap the index starting from 0, so first will have 0, and second will have 1, and third will have index 2. When we tap, the the value for selected index will be set to that number, but still it is not changing. So coming back to stateful widget, in stateful widget, whenever we need that stateful widget to update itself, we can tell Flutter to do that by writing our change inside set state method, this, and we'll put the change what we want to, I mean, after the statement, something, I mean, as soon as this statement is executed, the UI for this stateful widget will update itself. So as soon as we save it, Now if we tap on something, it will get updated. Like that. Now what we can do now is somehow change the content of body depending on the selected index. Let's see how we can do it. So first of all, we will need what we want to show for each tab. So if we tap on the first one, let's for example take a red container. So container is a container, you can put something inside it, and you can also, there is a widget called container. Again, here is a new widget. So container lets you do so many things like add color, add borders, add a child, then margin, padding, height, width, constraints, a lot of things. So what we have here, it is a list. List means array, an array of pages, and it has three containers. So our three pages will be three pages for three tabs will be three containers with different colors. Let's take it and put it inside our state. Yeah. Okay. So we have our pages, and now we want a specific page depending on selected index. So what we can try to do, let's not look at the code now. We have body, and in body we want to change the body depending on selected index. So let's try that.
Yes.
We will take whatever
Arrays of
is
selected
on the
index.
selected index. Let's say now if we tap on something, what it does is as soon as the selected index changes, the widget will try to rebuild itself. And because our body depends on the selected index, it will also change. Cool. So at this point, you can say that now you know Flutter, because Flutter is all about widgets and changing them depending on user input. So in simplest manner, all the apps are that only. You are trying to do something, and your app changes itself depending on your input. You press some a specific button. For example, if we have Google Pay and you want to probably send someone money, you press that button, and because you wanted to do something, your app changes the screen to the list of friends that you have on Google Pay, and then you can move forward with it. So all apps are same, and you have reached to a point where you can now call yourself a developer, and you will only keep learning more and more things. So let's look at the book. What is next, Bharat?
Yeah. So currently we have widget, which is a color widget, container widget, and in which we are showing the colors. But now we need to use a recipe. So the app name is recipe app. So we need to create a card which contains the image and the UI elements like text and everything. Then the first card is look will look like this. So we'll be using stack and card and other widgets to mimic the UI like this. So what we need to do is we have to create a card one dot dart, and when we create a card one dot dart, we will be copying and pasting the new code, which is a card one extend stateless widget, and yeah,
This one.
like that. Yes, and we will be
Oh,
changing the UI according to the book.
okay. Let's before going into code, uh, I mean, it is not, code is only the last part of what you do while building apps. First of all, you look and think that what you need. So if we look
Yeah.
at the this card, let's see what we have here. So there is this, in real world we call it card. So there is this card which has an image in the background and many things on over it, which is text with different styles. So we already have seen styles that can be given via themes. Now we will see how to add styles to your text manually. And it is, in relation to the card, the text is cornered on the top right, the editor's choice text, and the other text is pinned to the bottom right. So let's see what is the way to do all of this, and let's try to combine all the widgets that you learned, and we'll mix in few new widgets and try to see what how to build this.
So we
So
need four widgets: container, stack, text, and image.
we already know containers, and let's read the book itself. Container, what we can do is apply a padding for our use case. Let's apply, I mean, it can give you a feature padding, and you can specify how much you want to add padding inside the container. Then stack lets you layer widgets on top of each other. For example, we want to layer the image and the text over each other, so we can do that by stack. Text is what we already know, we have just used it to display names or text on the screen. Then image, there is a widget for image which lets you show the image and do a few things with it. So for this, we whenever we want to mix widgets, we have to create, in the sense, whenever we want to create our own new kind of widget by mixing widgets, we will have to create a new stateful or stateless widget, depending on if we have something that will change in future. So for now, nothing, we are not planning to change anything for in a card, so we'll just create a stateless widget. So the code is here, and I'll try to copy it into our app. What is the time? Okay, we are already past 40 minutes, and actually, as we showed you that we have a repo on Flutter Ahmedabad's GitHub. You can clone this. Bharat, will you please send this in chat or somewhere?
Yeah, I'll share the
Uh,
link.
and I have it cloned, this app, and the chapter 3 folder has all the code related to it. So what I am going to do is just will switch to showing you code instead of writing it manually. We'll try to quickly show you how it is done. So we before joining, we created a hacky way to quickly change the UI. So for home, for chapter 3, we have this home folder, and in which we have home 3, and it is the starting point for this one. So it is the same thing, it is the first page with scaffold, app bar, and bottom navigation, and the only new thing is these cards. So I've just switched it, and let's look at things one by one. So Bharat, what are we looking at? How should we start thinking about building this widget in code?
So we already have the UI, right? So what we can do is we just do a retrospect that how we will be designing the UI and how we will be arranging the UI elements in the screen, and what are the widgets we will take to arrange the widgets. So yeah, that's it. So you can do is just add a string and everything for text. and then you can use text widget to add the string, and you can also use stack widget for aligning the text and images on top of the each other. So there is a stack widget. You can scroll down.
More. Okay.
Scroll.
Yeah.
More.
Then
Yeah. Adding text.
adding text. Where do we have that? Where is it? I am getting
Okay.
confused. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Oh, here. So there is a stack, and we have multiple text. So there is a one text is called category, and we are giving style from tech. We have defined the theme, so we are giving style from the theme, and we are adding multiple texts. But before that, we have already image added the images, and we have to add image in pubspec.yaml, and after adding the image in pubspec.yaml, we can access the image using asset image. So you can go up and up. You can go and you can show that there is a decoration image, and we can say that there is a asset image, and we are mapping that string of the image with the asset package we have added in the Flutter project.
Okay. Let me show that. So the image, this image, we already have this image in as a file in our computer, and what we can do, we can include the image in the project using pubspec yaml, and then using asset image we can show that image on screen, on your page, or wherever you want. It is a widget. Okay, so let's look at how. So first of all, you create a new folder with any name. It is not necessary to have this name only. You can have any name here. So we have a folder here, asset, and the name of the image is mag1, which is this one. Yeah. So we already have this image, and now to load the image, the steps are, first of all, include the path in pubspec YAML here. So whatever is there in assets will get included in our Flutter app by specifying it this way. We can write the path here, and if we do flutter pub get, or a button which is get packages in your IDEs, it is available in both IntelliJ or Android Studio or VS Code. Once we do that, we can now access this file in our code. So, and that can be done this way by specifying the path and the name. And asset image, as I just said, asset image can show an image from assets, so from files, in simplest manner. uh, and what is happening here, uh, what is constraints? So constraint, so container, you already know. Padding, we have mentioned it, that there is a way to add padding inside a container by specifying padding. And from all insets, so from all the sides, we want 16 points of padding. That is what it is saying. And then constraints. So with constraints, what we can do is specify some rules about size of the widget. So here it is, we have specified box constraints dot expand, so it will expand the container size to this size, which is width 3.350 and height 450. So it will become a nice simple box. Then there is decoration. So decoration manages everything decoration for a container. So you can give borders or decoration image, so a background image, and decoration image will let you add a widget in the background, and it will also let you give what kind of fit that you want with this image. And there are many options. Cover, then do you remember any? We'll look at it in the
Fit,
code if possible. Cover will fill it up, then there is fill,
fit
and
है,
fit भी है.
fit.
Okay, fit भी है, fill भी है, fill height है. And
Fit max.
uh, Bharat, it is all right to speak Hindi na. We are
Yes, it's
always
all
in
right.
India. Sometimes we can, or probably Gujarati because we are Flutter Ahmedabad.
Yeah.
Mm, then the next thing is
Then we are
radius.
giving radius. Yeah.
Radius is for giving corners to this card. So on each corner we have this curves.
Rounded
So
corner.
we can give that by using radius, border radius. So and all of that is part of box decoration. So how do we know all this, Bharat? First of all, we did
Yeah.
not
So
have to read lots and lots of documentation before starting to write. What we have done so far, with personally with our progress, is we look at, we observe. So for example, let's take this text. So in text, let's go in and press control space to get suggestions, and just scroll down and try to read all the properties that we can have for text. Similarly for any widget, uh, let's see some interesting ones. Max lines. So how many lines this text can have? Can it have one line or two line or multiple? So we can specify this. Then there is wrapping, how to wrap uh, text. Then there are many things with each widget, and you can actually look at them and read the documentation about each of the properties that is possible there, that is available there. So that is how you learn. You do not need to feel that someone with experience has done something special. They are just like any person, and they just try to look at, observe things and read the documentation which is there and then given in the Flutter SDK in code only. So that is how we learn, and everyone does. So if you are a first timer, feel free to break things. Right, Bhavik? Not Bhavik, Bharat. What
yes.
is? We'll have to call Bhavik someday here.
Yeah, we
Uh,
will come.
let's see. Okay, so this was a new widget that we learned about today. So this will just create a box and with an image like this one, and adding text. Let's move forward with text. Bharat, I need some
Okay.
water. Yeah.
So yeah, we will add some text. There are multiple text are available, and once we add the text, we will change the alignment of the text. So where do we want? So we will use position widget, and we will define the position of the widget. So when we wrap a text widget with a position widget, we can align the widget according to our need. So if we want top 20, so we can add some spacing, and it will be on top. Yeah. So that's it. Then you can add this widget, and it will be there. And then we will be on the next card. So card two.
Okay, where is card two? This one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you think? Let's not look at any widgets and think about this. um okay, so the image is same. We have something, not something, now we know container. So a container with image as a decoration image, and then we have a lot of text and another image, and it has some another circle, an outer circle around it, and we have this icon, uh, heart icon. Okay, and if you look closely, this is an arrangement which can be divided in rows and columns in real world, and Flutter provides you with rows and columns, and you can try to build this, think this layout in terms of rows and columns. uh, yeah, so first of all, whatever this is, let's
So
let's divide it in parts. Let's see if the book gives you that information. Yeah, this one. Okay, so before moving to code, this is necessary to have a clear understanding of how you will be creating this. So we can say that these two sections are in column, two items in a column, and because we can divide it, we should create a different widget for each of them. Let's call the top part as author card and the bottom part as something else, or yeah, we can create a different widget to do that. And further dividing the top author card, what we can do is divide the thing in two parts. So this is three parts actually. So first is this image, circle image. Second is some text which is arranged vertically, so in a column. And third is an icon. So all of them are horizontally aligned, so we can call it they are in a row. So if you look closely and observe, this indicates that only that this is a circle image, this is in a column, two text, and this is an icon, and all of them are in a row. Yeah. Okay, so now we understand so many things, and there are widgets for doing all of it. So first is container, we already know it. Then there is row, which book says lays out widget horizontally and in the following order. So in reference to this, but let's not go there. Then there is a widget called column. So column arranges the things inside it vertically. Then there is icon button, which shows an icon, but and we have already created an icon button, so it is that only. And circle image is not available in Flutter by default, so we are calling it some custom widget. And next section is that only, how to have this circle image. So for circle image, we have created a new class, new stateless widget, and in that we have used this widget of Flutter. So circle avatar widget is provided by default in Flutter, and we can specify an image, background image for it, and also we can specify image radius. So what it does is uh, it creates a circle with that radius and gives it an image background. And we have wrapped it in itself, not in itself but with another circle avatar, just to create a white colored ring around it. So white colored ring is another circle avatar which is responsible only for a color and to create a border like effect. So so I hope it makes sense, at least while talking. And let's dive into code, Bharat,
Yeah.
in our
So,
app in chapter 3.
okay, sure.
Hmm.
So we have cart2.dat. So you can go to cart2.dat and there is, we have already created a widget. So you can control click on cart2.dat or command click on Mac.
Okay. Oh.
And so correct. First of all, we will be centering everything. So we need center widget. So you can inside simulator you can click on cart2.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we will be creating a container. So we have image. So inside container we are creating a constraint and we are giving a height and width of 350 and 450. Then we are decorating the container with box decoration and adding the image with decoration image and inside decoration image with asset image, and we are fitting with a box fit of cover, and then we are giving the radius of board of 10 with circular, so it will be every side of the container. And then we are adding a column because we want to separate the uh, circle avatar and the text below. So we will be wrapping it with a column. Inside the column, we have two rows. Can you expand the column, please? 25. Yeah. Okay. So we have children, and then we are creating an author card. So inside author card, uh, we have already created a author card widget, which is over here, and inside that we have multiple rows. So there is two row. One is with separating the name of the author and the image of the author, and one is separating image, name, and icon of the author. So there is two rows, and we are wrapping everything inside a row to separate everything. And there is one circle image. Inside circle image, we are adding the image with image provider of circle avatar. Yeah, image provider of circle avatar, and yeah, and then radius will be 28. Then we are adding size box width of 8, and adding the column with a text of two thing. One is author and second one is title. So author is Mike Gates and the title is Muthi Composer. And yeah, after we are also adding style. So when we change the theme, it will automatically change the text color and size of the text also. And there is another widget called icon button. So inside icon button, we are adding a icon with icon widget, and icon size will be 30. And we are by default adding the color of the gray. But when we press of the, so we are also adding a snack bar on press. And when we click on the button, we are showing the snack bar that favorite is pressed. And you can go to card 2, and there is another widget after column, inside column. So card2.dart. Yeah. So inside a author, after adding a author card, we are adding expanded. So we are using expanded for full size of the card. So we have already added a card author. author name and author title and everything. But after there is a space between after title and everything. So we are using expanded. So we are taking all the space of the card, a container, and then we are taking a stack, and inside stack we are using a children. So stack text children, and then we are adding position. So position is used for positioning the element inside the screen. So inside the parent widget, and inside parent widget position, we are adding a text and saying that it's a recipe. So it's bottom 60 and right 60. So it will recipe text will be bottom right 60. And then we are also adding another position widget, which is bottom 70 and left 16. And then we are wrapping it with rotated box and quarter 3. So it will turn 3 times and show the smoothest text. Yeah, so you can also use -1 for the same, and you can change the quarter, and it will change the rotation. Yeah, yeah. So that's it for card two, and yeah, that's it for card two, and then we will move to card three.
Let's look at the book. And where is card 3? This one. Nope, 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 nope. Here. What's new here? So you can let's group all these items, all these chips in Flutter. It's called chips. So all these chips together, and think of it as one collective widget, and we'll figure it out later how to build it. And on top we have an icon, and then we have a text, and then this big group of widget, and all of them are in a column. So I think of it as a column. You can also build it with in your own ways. Flutter is for anyone to, I mean, anyone can try to build widgets in different ways, and as long as they look the same, it's all right. So let's see what it is made up of by looking at the code itself. Card 3, this one. So here, card 3. For card 3, first of all, we will have to create a big card with a background image. That is done the usual way by providing constraint to a container, and an image, a decoration image in the decoration of it. Then we want to add new layer over that container, and add our widgets. So we'll use stack, and in stack what we can do at first is okay, yeah. So here in code we can see that it has some blackish blinds. So a semi-transparent black window you can see.
Color.
So we can do that, yeah, colored semi-transparent transparent color. So we can do that by specifying a color of the box decoration, and we can specify colors with opacity. So we have given black color with opacity here. So it is that only, and over that, even, I mean, after applying the layer of transparent color, we want to apply some more widgets over it, and we can do that by adding another item in the children section of stack. So this one is a column as we predicted earlier. So this column has first of all an icon, book icon with some size. Then a new widget found, sized box. Sized box is used to create, to specify a size for a child if you want to, or we can also use it to give empty spaces in between. So we have done it for that only. We have created a vertical spacing of 8 by using sized box, and after that we are using another text called recipe trends. And after recipe trends we are putting another spacer, you may call it. So another space for 30 units. And after all that we want uh, collect somehow a combination of widgets where multiple chips can live. And we should be able to add as many chips as we want. So let's see how to create a chip first. So chip is a widget. In it you can provide a label, and there you can give a text. Then there is uh, other property on delete. So if you want to add the possibility of deleting a chip, removing a chip, that can this pattern can be seen in many apps. So you can use this on delete callback, and it will execute what you want when user presses delete icon. And you can have as many chips as you want, uh, and in this something in this kind of container or layout widget. And let's try to add some more chips. We'll only duplicate it. Okay. Okay, what happened just now is the new chips got wrapped in the next line, and if we add more, it will wrap. So how to achieve this kind of layout? We can achieve this using wrap widget. And this wrap widget takes children and it does that kind of layout where additional widgets which would not fit in one line can be wrapped in the next line. So you can see that it is very similar to column, but it has a different behavior. Yeah, so it's that simple. So we are done with card 3 also. And is there anything that you want to mention, Bharat, here?
No. Yeah, we can add a box content to get a height width and a box decoration for everything, and then yeah, it will work. And yeah, there is on the top of the recipe trend, there is one widget called image net icon.
Icon.
So there are so don't get confused with the two widget. There is icon button and there is icon. So both are different.
Yeah, so I think, will that be all, or
Chapter 3 is done.
so this was all about chapter 3. And we are this far only, and where to go from here is, as we said, you can try out different widgets now. As you have seen, we have used 5 to 10 new widgets here. You can go to gallery.flutter.dev by following the link on this one and see that there are so many different kinds of widget. And you will find something. I mean, these all are the widgets that we always see in the apps that we use. So for example, tooltip, I don't know, yeah, tooltip comes when you hover. Let's look at something else. Selection controls, okay. Radio. So when selecting one item, tick boxes, switches, and so many other things. So feel free to look at this. And then also on the from the top you can look at the code for for what you see here. Yeah, and try it out in your own app. And there is documentation also for many things that you see. Yeah, close it. Now we are done with chapter 3. Okay, yeah, I'm done.
And in chapter 4, there is like what is widget and how it's rendering and everything. So we will be talking about widget lifecycle and widget rendering and Flutter Inspector tool. So yeah,
Hmm. Okay, there are so many things that I think we have already discussed in words, but you should go ahead and read all the things that is there in the next chapters, and you may find that there are so many things that we have already discussed, and there is some deeper knowledge that you can get, like this one, that what actually widget is and how it works internally. Then there is some information about states. So we saw how what is state in simplest manner. We used a variable for storing the index of the bottom navigation earlier in this episode. Okay, then there are tools which help us when to figure out if what we are building and if something is wrong, and to inspect the widget. uh, yeah, so we have, I think, was it boring? I think it was, because we were speaking so much and not doing so much code after that, after some time. But it's time for a trick.
yeah. So the more code is equal to more boring thing.
It does not have to be. We'll try better next time. But before
Yeah,
closing this up, let's show everyone a cool thing that they can do when they are building their widgets. So if you are using VS Code, you can open DevTools using this button, and it will open up a tree representation of widgets that we have on the screen right now. So the first widget that we have is material app, and after that we have a scaffold, and the names, these names are app names, sorry, widget names. So this home 3 is our own widget that we had created. It was a stateless widget, yeah, this one. And the interesting thing here is, let me make it full screen. You can tap on one of the widgets and it will take you directly to that point. So if I tap card 3, it will show me the where there is card 3 written here. Yeah, this one. And if I tap on an icon, it will point to that thing in code. Okay, that was one magical thing that you can try. And let me move this out of the way. And also you can by hovering you can inspect so many things, so many properties that are there in any of the widgets. And in bottom you can see the visual layout of how that widget fits around other widgets. Let me show you something else. Yeah, this one, select widget mode. Once you activate it, you can tap on your screen, and the widget below your, I mean, wherever you tap, it will be highlighted on this tree and also in the code. So that is very helpful when your app gets larger, if you want to inspect how uh, it is configured. And there are so many other tools that you can try, so feel free to randomly tap on things and break things and then build back up.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, what is time? 10:21. So we are already over near 1.5 hour.
one and a half
Um,
hour.
so we wanted to cover chapter 4, but let's keep it for tomorrow. But we'd insist that you try to read it, and we'll do some overview on concepts that are there in chapter 4. And let's hope that
Chapter 5.
we move to chapter 5, and chapter 5 will have some interesting stuff, which is about building list is very common, so we'll see that. um what else, anything, any closing comments before we we actually close?
So yeah, we learned everything like what is widget and how we will use to design certain UI, and how we can design understand the widget, like how to align the widget, and how to theme a widget
Hmm.
and everything. Yeah, so yeah,
Yes.
that's it for today.
Now, so what you can do, you can try to practice all these things, read the book ahead, and we'll publish the event information about the event for tomorrow's episode in mail and on our Twitter handle and on our or LinkedIn. I mean, we'll personally share. And if you are trying something and if you get stuck somewhere, then you can get help by tweeting at us by mentioning Flutter Ahmedabad, Flutter AHM, or me, Prasad Sanivan, or Bharat, with his username given on the screen. Where here, somewhere here. Yeah. So yeah, we'll try to actively respond to queries if you have any, and feel free to send us questions in DM or however you feel like. Um, we'll try to address them in the next episode, or if you want, we can do a Q&A session. Mm, yeah, and that's it. So follow us on Twitter because we are most active there, and yeah, try all this and happy learning. Yeah, signing off. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye.